It's an offer and it's the beginning of a conversation, but it seems to be getting momentum. And that's certainly the view of the diplomatic sources I've spoken to in Europe, in Africa, and in the US. And the core issue is an offer to President Omar Hassan al-Bashir that the UN Security Council would suspend the indictments against him for crimes of genocide, international crimes against humanity, and that those were formed in charges launched by the International Criminal Court a decade ago. So that's the fundamental issue, and the Security Council, they believe, would get a majority of the permanent members. That's Britain, France, the US, China, and Russia in favor of that, perhaps all five. And they would then issue a suspension initially for a year, and they continue to issue that suspension ad infinitum, and that would be the offer on the table.
That's a pretty big offer, but he doesn't show any signs of going. So what is the point then of offering him this? Well,
I think it's being launched in phases. So initially there was a move from civil society organization to International Crisis Group, and the Mo Ibrahim Foundation posited the idea. And now that seems to have been taken up by the UN itself. And the latest development is that the US government is getting on board the idea. And its envoy, Cyril Sartor, who is Trump's special assistant on Africa policy, was in Khartoum at the beginning of the week and had meetings with el-Bashir and his foreign minister. I understand a similar deal was put to him, and added on to that was that if that deal worked out, Sudan would be taken off the international sanctions list, which the UN put it on again about 15 years ago. I think to him it could be a great exit route. I think there's a lot of doubt that he feels he needs to do this. After 2 months of protests, the army is still apparently holding behind him. He's not under immediate pressure from his peers. However, it seems that this time the opposition demonstrators are absolutely determined to get him out.